Or you don't, or you didn't bring it at all, you know, because that does happen.
Last month I did
Yeah,
that.
I normally use the old ones and I just like flip them. Because that helps me.
There you go. Follow along.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to write on here.
Yeah.
Everybody's mic's on?
Yes.
I'd like to call to order the meeting for Carbon County Animal Shelter Advisory Commission. These proceedings are being recorded for the purpose of constituting the accuracy of written minutes. Tapes are reused, eliminating recorded records of these proceedings. The meeting will be in perpetuity on Facebook. May I please ask that we have a moment of silence? May I ask that we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to take roll call. I am present. Peggy? Here. Christina?
Here.
Don? Here. Tawny?
Here.
The very first order of business we have tonight is the reorganization of officers. And at this time, I'd like to call for nominations for the position of chairperson. If nobody's willing to do that, I will step up as chairperson.
Then I nominate Terry as chairperson.
I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? With that being said, I am now going to ask for nominations for a vice chair. And at this time, I'd like to nominate Christina Su1LM-YiLZ8. Anybody wanna?
I can second that.
Then we'll take a vote on it. All those in favor of Christina being vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries as is. We'll segue right into the approval of the minutes. Has everyone had a moment to read the minutes?
Yes.
Any questions? I make a motion that the minutes be approved as read.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. We have no guests tonight, obviously no public comments. Next is commissioners' comments. Do we have any?
Yeah, one comment. We continue to work on finalizing the bid requests for the HVAC system. There's just a couple small details that we're working. Originally, the aspiration was to start that in May and to finish in June before it got warm. what is currently planned now, due to some delays we had in getting the bid proposal out. We're gonna go ahead, put it out, aspiring to get it out in the next few weeks, knock on wood, we'll get it out. However, it is likely that the majority of the work will not start until September, right, as the temperatures start to cool down because of losing the air conditioning, right? You know, we're not concerned about the heat at that time, obviously. So likely it would start in September. So that's the only update I have.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And Chairman's comments? First order of business is I'd like to welcome Tawny to our group. Thank you very much for being a part of this.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. Is there anything you'd like to say? A little intro or?
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to be on the board, and I look forward to working with everybody.
Okay. Thank you. Additionally, Christine and I had a chance to attend the Lehigh Valley Humane Society, thank you, board meeting. It was a very interesting, board meeting. It was very, very positive, very uplifting. I could, as a guest, I could feel the welcome nature of the group. And I did bring back some ideas that I got approval to share with all of you, that if we want to use them, there would be no problem using them. They're very simple ideas, which I think are great, but we'll discuss those under new business. It was very informal yet enlightening. They're a much larger group than we are, but the packet for their board meeting was huge. I mean, it's just huge. But they have a lot more things to track than we do, so it was good from my perspective just to see another board run, because information is always good. Do you have anything to add as far as that goes?
No, it was, for me, it was really inspirational. Just, like you said, like we came in, it was like a pizza party, but a formal pizza party. And they actually had pizza, but I didn't have pizza. But it was really cool. And I'm sure you'll talk about it later. But some of them simple ideas, I don't know if it's the same thing, but some of their ideas that they do for board meetings is very lighthearted, and it like includes everyone. And I think that's cool to like get to know everyone, like even staff members, not just the board or the commissioners, but also like the staff up at the shelter.
Members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which I thought was cool. It's like a cool idea. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was really cool to meet everyone and just more networking. Like you said, they are much bigger. Like I mean, yeah, our how we're doing things is not going to be how they're going to do. Like, it's not the same in that way, but it's cool to see how they do it. And I mean, I really like Steve and Hal too. I think they have really good ideas, and they're very welcoming, and they don't, push their ideas on you. They're just like, this is what we do, take it or leave it, which I like. So,
right.
Yeah.
The one thing that really struck me was, obviously they're a 501c, and their potential for raising dollars is huge. They have I think they just filled reservations for, they have a purse bingo. I believe they have kitten and puppy yoga or something like that. They have a garden party coming up in May.
I'm going to it. I got my tickets. I wanted to go last year and I didn't, and I'm gonna go this year.
Great. You'll have to let us know.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know at the June.
Yeah. And I know it's always tense for our shelter is, you know, are we going to have enough money? Are we going to have enough donations? And I feel like not being a 501c is crippling us as far as potential dollars earned.
And like fundraising.
And the fundraising. Yeah. I feel a little flustered with that we can't do fundraising. And with this being said, the community, I just saw there was a little girl that donated. She turned 9 or something, and she donated all her birthday money to the shelter. So we have that kind of thing going on, and our public is very gracious with their dollars. But I will tell you, because I'm on the Lehigh Valley Humane Society Facebook page as well, and they also, this is what we need, this is what our wish list is. So it doesn't run a whole lot different than what ours run. It's just their earning capacity is so much bigger than what ours is.
And they have like official fundraising. I think that's the difference.
Right.
Like the difference between the two types of fundraising. Like
right.
There's difference, in my opinion, where like the public just going, like you said, the 9-year-old giving donations, which is awesome, but we don't have official fundraising where we
right.
can do like the puppy and yoga, or you know,
right.
puppy and kitten yoga or
right.
stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
And the bottom line is that, like our shelter, they do a lot of good for the community. They donate a lot of their services to the community. I forget what the figure was. It was astronomical how much money they donated in a year towards people that couldn't buy food, couldn't get vet care, you know, all that kind of thing. So I really see the possibilities arising in the future if our shelter was to do something like that, go for 501c. But that's way down the line. Okay, I have nothing else to say at this time. And the next item on the agenda is the director's report. Tom is not here this evening, so I have, I'm going to do that for him. So I have in front of me a dog training agenda dated 3/9/2023. So I guess Mannered Mutts went to the shelter and they helped our volunteers and the employees out with proper dog etiquette and therefore all that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to briefly go through this. It says, our mission at the Carbon County Animal Shelter is to thank our volunteers and explain their important role to us, explain what volunteers can and cannot do, understanding the danger at shelters, identifying when a dog may bite and what a dangerous dog is, proper handling of a dog in a shelter, proper handling of a dog on a walk, communicating with dog walker and noting any observations made during a walk, steps to take when bringing a new pup into the shelter, getting the kennel ready, documenting all information and where to scan for a chip, understanding hold and release, understanding owner release, what dogs we can and cannot take, understanding the adoption procedure, what to say to potential adopters, what are signs a dog may be good or not for a family, our return policy, how to walk a visitor into the kennel area when not to, how to approach a dog at large, best way to lift a dog, what to do if someone gets bit or hurt at the shelter or in the field. So I really like that it's that comprehensive. I think they did a good job addressing everything. My question about this, and I don't know if any persons know this here, was this just verbally done, or is there actually policies and procedures in print somewhere to go with this? Does anybody know that? No? Okay. Because I think that's probably where we could improve if there is not.
Mhm.
Do you know if there is something formally written up, like somewhere within the county, as far as any of these rules and regulations for, like for volunteers and things like that? Because I know we were all maybe going to work on that type of thing.
No, because we tend to not have volunteers
Okay.
in the county. We might have some interns, but
Okay.
that's about it.
So it's county specific, not shelter specific that you have.
Interns we do county-wide.
Okay.
Volunteers, again, I don't know of
Okay.
any. Now, there may be, now I do know, and there have been some, let me call them unofficial volunteers who just so happens by coincidence have done some clearing of trails at a particular county location they'll go in there.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
You know, I do know that, and again, I don't know under what, how that individual was brought in, but it was a person who has experience in in trail clearing with another organization, and did come in and spend some hours, helping. But there's no formal policy.
Yes. So my question is, in general, is this something that, is this something I asked Tom about personally?
So like creating a policy that's focused on that. I would get his input, but ultimately, you know, this advisory board makes a recommendation to the commissioners, you know.
Right. I just want to know if there's something over there in writing, so we don't duplicate
No,
that recommendation, or there's not.
Right, like even like just printouts that are on the wall or something.
Right.
Because like a lot of rescues and shelters have, you know, like the cat shelter has like cat attitudes and like how they look. Like even just something like that, as simple as that. So like when people walk in, even if you're not a volunteer or an unofficial volunteer or whatever, you're seeing it on the wall at least.
Can I see that document? Can I
Yes.
read back through it?
Okay, I'd like to go to the actual shelter report. And I am very happy and pleased to say that every position is filled. There's one line that's blank, and it doesn't specify whether it's vacant or filled. There's animal warden is filled, canine officer full-time filled, kennel worker part-time filled, canine clerical specialist part-time filled, canine officer part-time, there's nothing listed. And then canine officer part-time filled, canine officer part-time filled.
And it sounds like one is still vacant, and I
Okay,
thought there was.
all right,
Yeah.
so we'll say one is vacant
Yeah.
for the record. Okay. Okay. As far as the financial status of the shelter, the revenue that was taken in for the month of March was $30,006.05. Expenses was $38,495.16. There was, between cash and check, a monetary donation of $1,605. Food donations totaled $2,196.99. Supplies totaled $1,292.99. Animal status, total number of kennels is 16. Number of dogs at the start of the month was 10. Number of dogs at the end of the month was 11. There was 8 adoptions, 5 owner surrender taken in, 4 was a hold release to owner. Dogs rehomed instead of shelter was 5. Total number in care at one time is 13. Police calls were 4. Call after hours were 4. The facility report, interior status, there's nothing to report. Exterior status, nothing to report. Outstanding work orders, I see signage for both exterior doors in progress. My question is, did the guillotine doors get totally fixed now?
Yes.
Okay.
Peggy, when were you last up?
Thursday?
Thursday.
Wednesday?
Vehicle status, there's nothing to report, and there's nothing under other. Do I hear a motion to accept the financial and the,
Motion to accept.
Director's report?
thank you, director's report.
I will second it.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed? None. Okay. So under committee reports, some of the new business that I have listed on the next page kind of falls under committee reports. So just for ease and not getting confused, I'm gonna wait until under new business for the committee reports. Volunteer protocol. Peggy, do you know if they're taking volunteers at this point?
I think so.
They are?
There's been a lot of dog walkers up there.
Okay. My question is, if we get new volunteers, does Mannered Mutts come in every time there's a new? No. Okay.
She'll come when she's asked.
Correct.
Okay. So I feel like the disconnect is we don't have an official volunteer protocol yet, and we're having people come in to volunteer. And if those new people that come to volunteer aren't being coached before they start volunteering, is that a liability? Is my question.
Well, didn't we have a form that we approved that basically is
Okay.
I think it's on the county's website.
correct?
Okay, so they do fill out a form.
Mm-hmm. That says, I think that they take it upon themselves.
Okay,
Everybody signs in too before they go in.
okay, good.
anywhere.
But that's not a bad idea to at some point maybe talk to Tom, and we can talk to Michelle as well. And if we are gonna have these volunteers coming in, that maybe we can talk to Michelle that maybe once a month or once every so often, for example. I mean, set up a schedule that maybe she comes in to kind of get some of these new volunteers. If we have a set amount of volunteers and they've already been through the training, we don't necessarily need her. But if you're gonna be having, I don't know what the turnover is gonna be.
Right,
You know what I mean? Every 6 months that we have her come or something, do you know what I mean?
right.
Maybe we can.
Yeah, I feel like there needs to be some kind of orientation. Like everyone at one time needs to go through. Like you said though, you can't say, oh, it's going to be maybe every month or whatever.
Right, I don't know what overkill would be,
yeah.
so I don't know, that's something that we should probably set into.
Mm.
You mentioned the volunteer form is of course on the website, and it does address dress code, accidents, as a volunteer at the Carbon County Animal Shelter, I understand that, and about 20 I understand, but
Okay.
it doesn't reflect anything about specifically to training.
My other thought on the subject is that I think it would be good to have something on a semi-regular basis, even if it were 2 or 3 months, because we do get different type of dogs, and it's always good, I think, to have a refresher more often, like than maybe every year, just to keep everybody fresh and aware. So, I will take it upon myself to give Tom an email. Maybe that can happen. Okay. Well, I already did the budget report. And I do have one piece of correspondence that I received. And that is the official letter of welcoming Tawny into the fold. Says, just please be advised the county commissioners at their meeting held March 9th, 2023 appointed Tawny Delich of Palmerton to fill the current vacancy on the Carbon County Animal Shelter Advisory Commission, term to expire December 31st, 2024. Again, welcome.
Thank you.
HVAC system has already been addressed under old business. Does anyone know how dog licensing is coming at the shelter?
I actually don't. I was gonna ask you all. Let me talk to Maria. I'll talk to Maria and the treasurer and try to find out what's going on.
Okay,
That-
thank you.
That should have been implemented by now. I mean, I think it's
Think
been
the-
about 2.
The problem was, I think we intended that we just wanted to license our dogs,
Yeah,
our shelter dogs.
yeah. but-
Somehow, Maria had to pick up a whole pack of rings, and we were going to be a stop for anybody that wanted to get a license. And that was too overwhelming. So that's when they put the brakes on and said, let's rethink this a
So
little.
like anyone from the county.
Yeah, so, when they list all the places you can get a license, the shelter was going to be one of them, and there's just not enough staff to have people
Right.
running off the street to give
Of
a
course,
license.
yeah.
Plus, Maria's only part-time, correct?
Right.
So that would limit.
Yeah, but you could put the hours on the website, right?
Right.
Licensing, as a matter of fact, you could limit licensing to other than shelter needs to a specific time. Tuesdays from 9 to 11, you provide services to everyone. So I
Right.
think there's a workaround,
Okay.
but again, gotta balance,
Okay.
Maria's workload with everything else and see. So I'll follow up on this in my next meeting. I'll have
Okay,
an
thank you.
update on that.
The next item under partnering with Best Friends, does anybody have any questions about what Best Friends does? Tawny in particular, do you have any questions about what that is?
No, I've been reading up on it, watching the website, doing some research on it, so it's pretty interesting. The only concern I had was they're in a different state, so do they have organizations kind of like that mirror off of it in PA, or does it all go through Utah?
So if we were to become a Best Friends partner, we would be assigned a contact person.
That's here in Pennsylvania.
I'm not sure where that
Okay.
person
No,
would be.
they're by region. So
By region, right?
yeah, so
right.
basically Best Friends, they're sanctuaries in southern Utah. And they have branches. So they have one in New York, they have a Houston one, they have a Salt Lake City one, and they're like their main branches. And then basically this network partner is they have them all over the country, and then they go by regions. So I think we would be considered Mid-Atlantic,
Probably.
not Northeast.
Got
And
you.
then each region has a person that works for Best Friends.
Right.
But if you even go onto their website and look in their careers, like they have people remotely all over that work for them.
Right.
They're very big, so they're not just like in Utah.
All right, I got you.
And just to clarify, Best Friends would have no hold over us. We would reach out to them if, say, we needed a form, if we run into a situation we've never run into, because in that region, they have many types of people. Like they have bankers, they have dog trainers, they have vets, they have. So it's a conglomerate of expertise. It's not just like shelter people. So
I think the word they use on their website, if I'm correct, is it's a coalition,
coalition, right?
which I think is a good word.
Yes.
I like that word, so.
Right.
Is there an annual membership fee for this?
There is not.
No.
No. And any one of us could be the contact person, so it takes all responsibility off the shelter. If the shelter had a question, they would get in touch with me. Hey, we have this question, we need this form. I would say to my regional persons, hey, we need this form, and then it would go back through the chain. But there's no fee. We can leave Best Friends at any time. We run autonomously as a shelter. It's just there for resources. So if there's no further discussion on Best Friends, I would like to make a motion to submit this to the commissioners for approval, that we move forward with this. Anybody have any input, questions? Second?
I'll second it. Shocker, but I'll second it.
Okay. All those in favor of moving it up to the commissioners for approval?
Aye.
All those opposed?
And I'll do my best to advocate for you all. Again, I've never had a problem with it. I think it's a good idea.
Okay.
I'll do my best to advocate for it.
For my part in this, do I make an email to Corinne and the
To
commissioners?
Corinne, yeah.
Or just Corinne?
Go to Corinne.
Okay,
Go through Corinne
okay.
until she hands over that responsibility. And she'll end up passing it to Ellie. Ellie will pass it around to the three of us
Okay.
for consideration.
And then does it come up for vote at a Thursday meeting?
It would eventually, yes, because it's creating a relationship with another organization.
Okay,
It would. So really the decision is, do we want to put it on the agenda
Right.
and then, go
Okay.
for it. I would recommend putting in your email some bullet statements, the benefits to it, and what it isn't. Again, if it's not a burden on the employees, say it. But just, again, a handful of, these are the most significant reasons why this is a good idea and why it benefits the shelters, the employees, the animals,
And would it be helpful, because we have a contact at Best Friends, to put that contact information too on there?
You can put it
Yeah.
on there, just,
Just
for
as like
further
a-
information
yeah.
directly from,
Like from the
partnership
horse's
with
mouth.
Best Friends, yeah. You can put that on.
and if it does at some point be on the agenda, then I would probably want to come and
Make some comments
make
about
some
it and
comments
stuff.
on it, yeah.
And yeah, and again, it's good for the press attention also,
Right,
yeah.
okay. Okay. New business. Sorry, there's so much, I'm sorry. I'm gonna jump around a little bit on these. I wanna start with the half-price adoption for May. May is National Pet Month.
Yeah.
So,
There is a month and a day.
I know, and
I
a
had to
week.
I had to look it up.
Yeah, because I was wrong on the
Yeah.
first go around. So may I have a motion to also submit that to the commissioners for approval?
I'll motion it.
I'll second. So I will contact Corinne about that as well. I think February was pretty successful with that, was it not? The next thing I want to discuss is the name change from animal shelter to canine or dog shelter. I think this is a good idea, however, my question is, didn't we just spend like lots of money to get like signs and stuff on vehicles and all that kind of stuff? So I don't want to chase good money after bad, so to speak. So what is everybody's feelings on keeping it the same for now?
I'm okay with that. I also feel like you're limiting yourself if you say strictly canine or dog.
Agreed. Agreed.
So I like it stays a little bit more neutral.
Okay.
I wanted to bring something else up about it, not the name itself, but the other day, I was at the cat shelter, and apparently, I don't know if this is the truth or not because I haven't looked it up, but apparently when you go on Google and you put in animal shelter, automatically the cat shelter, Friends of Animals, comes up instead of dog shelter.
I did do the test.
Did you?
I went on Google and I put animal shelter in, and I think that's what's the word I want? It's a logarithm thing.
Or the algorithm.
Yeah, algorithm. Yeah,
Algorithm.
whatever.
You
Oh,
can,
no.
also,
Yeah.
you can also confirm your listing with Google. There's a way to do that.
Right, and
Right.
that's what I wanted to bring up. Instead of the
Right.
name change, could we look into that?
Right.
Because that may be much easier.
Well, there's also SEO, right? That's optimization of your
Right.
website, so that Google will go towards that.
Claim.
And talk to Brandon and Caleb, who work the website, to see about that also, to see how our website is optimized.
Okay.
So it's search engine optimization is
Yeah.
SEO.
Correct.
That might
Yeah. Matter
take
of
care of the
fact,
whole problem.
Carbon County Animal Shelter does not come up in the top 3.
Right. I know that.
Because let me tell you, that is quite a handful. Trying to claim all of those websites and Facebook and Instagram and
Right.
all of that is a task, I'll
Oh, yeah.
tell you.
It is.
Having St. Francis and Lehighton, phew, I was ready to pull
Yeah,
my hair out.
I'm not ready to take that on, even with my
Yeah.
own business.
Yeah. But it was just something someone brought it up to me the other day, and I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
So, and I'd never realized that because I know where they all are, so I didn't have to look it up.
Even
but
if you put
yeah.
dog shelter, so you're trying to go a little more specific, it doesn't come up.
Oh wow.
Right.
Interesting.
So what tends to happen is probably dog isn't on our website,
Right.
right? You're not
Correct.
seeing it 10 times, you know, so it's not a keyword. But we'll look into that.
Okay.
That's-
Perfect.
Okay.
So that also takes care of that.
Yep.
Advertising and marketing.
Yeah, that would kind of take care of advertising and
I
marketing.
have more
wouldn't
under
it?
that.
What's that?
I have
She's
more
got
to
more.
say under that.
Okay, we're gonna get there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Has anybody gone on the website and looked at the mission statement on the webpage?
I have.
What does that say?
It's one sentence. I don't know exactly, but it's one
It's to
sentence.
place dogs in homes or something
Yeah.
like that. It's very
It's
generic.
it's tiny. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. It's not specific. It's just kind of a.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm wondering, is there a need for a bigger mission statement? I mean, it states what we do, but looking at the other report, I'm wondering.
I personally think that it needs to be changed because I was just speaking to somebody, and when you want to talk about Lehigh County and what they do and what other shelters do is very different than what we do.
Right.
We take our local animals
Right.
and keep them here and place them in homes and help our citizens. We don't bring dogs from down south up here to then make a profit for what we do.
Right.
So I think people need to understand that that's why we're very different than what
Yeah,
like a humane society is or something like that.
The
So
local needs to be in it. To be
Correct.
very, again, like that's where it's the mission, like driven, where like we have to show why we're special.
correct,
And
why
different.
we're different.
Yeah.
Correct. So
Yeah.
I think that the mission statement definitely needs to be changed.
When my niece heard that we might be writing a new mission statement, she loves to write. She's 12, so she drafted a.
Beautiful.
I love her.
Tell her thank you.
To edit it. Her name's Brenna, and she lives in New York.
Ah.
Nice.
She gave us just a rough draft.
A rough
and
draft. She's like, make any
Beautiful.
changes.
Very nice.
So I'm going to read this just for
Page 12.
transparency of the meeting. The Carbon County Animal Shelter serves the dogs and the people in Carbon County, PA. Every day we provide safe and loving surroundings for the dogs in our care. Our mission is to save lives, not about making a profit. We are always available to assist police with canine matters. It's not about finding any home, it's finding the best match no matter how long it takes. The dogs that come into our care are loved as our own and will be part of our hearts forever.
Oh my
Beautiful.
gosh, I love that.
I like it.
Yeah,
12-year-old.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Any feedback
I like it.
other than we all love it?
I like
Yeah.
it. Mm-hmm.
Any corrections that think should be made?
I mean, I know. Well, I don't want to say corrections, but I know when I did my workshop at Best Friends, they said like mission statements should be like max 3 sentences. Like it shouldn't be like too long. So I wonder if we could like condense it somehow to like say everything she's saying, but just put it into thank you, simplify it. Yeah.
I did print a mission statement plan for animal shelters, and it does say that. It does say that you want to work in sentences. Keep it simple in 1 sentence each, but it says it might be hard to make, but simple sentences just like this make more of an impact versus like paragraphs. But this, she's pinpointing everything that we have at the shelter. And it just says mission statement should be a single sentence with a few aims. So you can enlarge your sentences into like a little paragraph, but bullet point the main concerns of what the shelter is looking for. But I do have it, and it's on all about animal shelters, and it says the most important part of making a mission statement is to get everyone involved, from the board to the director to the volunteers. What are you looking for in your animal shelter? Part of your statements.
Thank you for that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I have one for each of you. I was playing around with it because I used to make these at my other place where I work, so you can pass that around.
I think it would be interesting to like put it out to the staff members, like kind of like she did, have everyone like write in, and then we can like read them and like kind of you said, then we're like putting it together.
Right.
So maybe we can do that. Maybe just table what this is and have everybody kind of look at it and
And us too, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
have people come back with some changes and then see if we can come up with a final answer, so to speak.
And the commissioners are welcome to also if they want to.
Ultimately,
It's us.
It's
I know, but
you guys make
I'm
the
just saying.
recommendation.
It says, like on page 3, it says you need all perspectives from every level of the
Exactly.
organization, which include your volunteers, your caregivers, your administrative staff, and board members.
You're public too.
Well, remember, I'll always go back. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it.
So I'm going to make a recommendation. To submit this idea to Tom and shelter staff, whoever they may be. Do we ask volunteers or just the paid employees? Anybody. Okay. For feedback.
please tell her, Peggy, though, we love this.
Please tell her
Yeah.
wholeheartedly we love it.
Thank you.
And we appreciate all of her
Yes.
hard work.
Yes. Okay. And then we'll all brainstorm on this as well and then reconvene this idea under old business next time.
I really like what you said, Dr. Don, though, about the local part.
Yeah.
I like that part, yeah.
Yeah.
And she also did.
If I were to approve this right now, there would be a couple things I would remove just because it's a little long. Not because it isn't good, but because it's a little long. But it really does say everything right here. Like I would take out, it's not about finding any home, it's about finding the best match no matter how long it takes. Because the real important thing is the dogs that come into our care are loved as our own and will be part of our hearts forever. That really speaks volumes as to the dedication, you know, that is happening. So, okay. All right, so we'll table that under old business next time. Okay. Number 6 is more thorough statistics on kennel report from Tom. The reason I put this on is because I'm curious as to how many dogs we euthanize a year or a month. None. Okay. That was my concern is because that's not something we like to talk about, and it's not on the kennel report. So, because I know. Go ahead.
They're classified as a no-kill shelter.
Right. But then again, we did discuss last time that if a dog is too sick, that could be a reason for euthanization, and behavioral euthanization is a reason. So that's what led me to thinking about, do we need a more comprehensive report as to, you know what I'm
I
saying?
can't tell you the last time we euthanized an animal.
It's been a very long time.
Years.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna nix that. Peggy, you wanna go to advertising and marketing?
Whatever you want.
Go ahead.
Tom came up with an idea a few years ago about a pizza box flyer, and we did these flyers. I think there was 3 or 4 of them. There's one on each side. And then this one about blue, I hung in my window at the shop. We just did the pizza box flyers, and I took it and I hung it in the window. And then I got a phone call from a man. I think he was in the shelter for like 2 or 3 years. And I got a phone call that said, "Hi, I think I'm the one that Blue's waiting for, and I'm calling the shelter to adopt her." And he ended up adopting her. So it just shows you never know where a flyer's going to be hanging. I mean, we have people from all over the country coming here, and we don't choose.
True.
We don't limit who can adopt a dog, so you just never know. So that's an idea. That's the pizza box flyer. I got the quote from Mylan Printers where we have it done. And what we did was we put little ads on the bottom, and that's who paid for the ad. So those people got, I think it was like 15 cents a cost. And then Tom and I and the volunteers would just take them to different pizza locations, and they would scotch tape them on the boxes of their pizza and distribute them.
I love that idea.
I loved it when it first came out. I remember seeing it. It was just a good idea to introduce our dogs and have a name to them, not just see their picture, but to have their name on a pizza box.
The other thing too is I think somebody's been posting a lot more on Facebook, the animals, and that's been wonderful. And I've been making sure that I'm sharing them
Yes.
on the animal hospital's websites and trying
Great.
to get it out there as well. So,
Great.
I like it too in copy, so we can see what fundraisers are happening, or what has been happening, obviously, because it's been going on for a while. So it's cool, to see as the advisory board too, to have it like, oh, this is what the shelter's doing, which is awesome.
Some of them had like all the dogs on. Some of them featured a dog that's been here for a while.
I think when we go back to this mission statement, I think the words no-kill shelter should be in the mission statement.
Especially in a rural
Yes.
place.
Alright, here's another idea. I was going through a file and I found this ad in the paper. Here, I'll pass these out. This is just a little copy of what it was. Oops. So it was just an ad that the Times News ran. It was almost a full page. It was the dog and the cat shelter featuring an animal, and then these advertisers would have sponsored like the whole ad.
I like that.
That's another idea.
How do we get advertisers?
I think, yeah, you ask her if we could just post or
Okay.
say, you know, we'd like people to help. People are always asking for ways that they can contribute and help. You know, businesses always want, you know, other than donations, this is a way
Right.
for them to help us get our pictures out of our dogs and our information about our shelter.
So has the shelter done this yet, or no? This is just an
I don't know when
idea.
that's an idea. I don't
Okay.
know what the date was.
Cool. No, I was just
2016.
Okay. I just wanted to ask.
And then this was
Okay.
another one I found. It was sponsored by Cuck's Farm. And it was just a little ad. And then it featured one of the dogs.
And this is exactly what we need. This is great. So my next question is, because I have no idea, please excuse me, but whose responsibility would this be? Is this something we'd have to make a recommendation on? Or
And what specifically would you like to do?
we'd like to adopt advertising the dogs, like in the Times News, on the pizza boxes.
And who the funding for it, is it budgeted?
It would be paid for by advertisers.
The local businesses would donate and add to this cause. So instead of giving the shelter $50 for a dog, they would pay for the advertising.
So that kind of sounds like solicitation.
Okay, that's my
I would
question.
have to go to the solicitor.
Okay,
Because it sounds like solicitation. And again, we've had that discussion, right? So,
Right.
again,
that's why I'm asking.
Yeah,
Is this
yeah.
something that we recommend, or?
No, what you do is, in your note to Corinne, you're seeking an opinion from the solicitor if this would violate or create a problem. And the solicitor will talk to Jeff Weiss, who's our financial guy, who explained to us a couple months ago
Right,
some of the issues we have.
right.
All right, my other thought is that Tom and the staff get asked the same questions all the time. What hours are you there? What do you need to donate? Where are you located? What dogs do you have? And maybe it's time for us to have our own website or something that's simple enough that Maria could go in and make a simple change to it, or put it at, you know, a dog was adopted. But the CCTI just helped with the sheriff's office website, and here's the article on that. So
The
maybe
sheriff's does not fall under the Board of Commissioners. The departments fall under the animal shelter falls under the Board of Commissioners. There's a standardization of websites throughout the county departments. I just bring that to your attention.
Okay,
Right, there's one central administrator for the website, and they are in IT. Because what happens is, very quickly, you have a bastardization of subsites, right?
Right.
Once you give someone edit authority, they start changing it and modifying it in a way that takes away from the design
gotcha.
or the purpose of that.
Okay,
Just again, throwing that out there just so you know. And again, myself and Nicholas are the ones who worked with the company that did our website. And it was designed with very specific templates
Gotcha.
You know, doesn't mean modifications can't be made, nor does it mean they shouldn't be made. I'm just letting you know, it's trying to stay very standardized,
Okay.
you know.
So then that's something we would need to maybe write those things down that we might want to add, and then see
the
if we
website,
can
yeah.
add
If
those.
IT would wanna
Okay.
do it, would we be willing to delegate any authority, editing authority? But right now, all editing is centralized,
Okay.
in one or two people with the IT department.
So is that something we ask Corinne? Okay.
Just go through Corinne, so, yeah. Yeah, but be specific on what exactly you'd like to see on that
Right.
micro page. Mhm.
All right, one more.
Okay, wait a minute. Send me an email or something with that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't drop it through the cracks.
I think Christina asked one time if we have a list of businesses that help us.
Right.
And I thought maybe we could print a decal or a sticker. This is just a draft. So whenever a business donates to us, they could stick this in their window.
Yes.
So then when we're out walking around or shopping or going out to eat, you can say, oh, you know, and just patronize people that are helping us.
I like it.
I love that idea.
Thank you.
Corinne?
That's a wonderful idea.
Keeping
Beautiful.
her busy.
I'm getting.
And it's cool too, because then like downtown, a lot of people support. Yeah, it's just like awesome.
You could also see if you could have those made. People like to put those things in their cars,
Yeah.
on their windows and things like that too. You could see if that could be, again, solicitor donations, so much profit goes to the shelter, you know, whatever.
Merchandise.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, really, anybody that's
Not really,
adopts a
but-
dog could put this in their
Yeah.
car.
Right, correct.
Yeah, who's ever a supporter. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter
who
who you are.
donates.
It could be
Yeah.
any
Love
kind of
that.
support. Donate 2 bottles of Fabuloso and get a sticker.
Yeah. We'll all have stickers.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Job well done.
Yes.
Thank you.
That was a lot.
Yep. So I alluded to the committee for under new business of enrichment. This falls under enrichment. Is how big is, I haven't been up there in a while, how big is the play yard? Is it only one dog can be outside at a time for a
The
play
yard
yard?
has the new kennels in it,
Okay,
and then there's a yard around of it.
okay,
So it basically goes from behind the building to the front of the building at the side.
okay. So can one dog be,
He usually puts one dog out at a time.
okay,
Like that's, they go out to go to the bath, especially like rainy weather,
okay,
or dogs that can't be handled yet, they go out and then they come back in.
okay. So my question is there a need to maybe have 2 dogs out at once, not in the same physical
There is
space?
room on the other side, which would be a possibility.
Okay. So, I guess what I want to ask is maybe,
I have another idea that Tom's put together a long time ago.
I love this.
He came up with the idea of a dog park a long time ago. And
Okay.
he asked me to put it together, and then this was before COVID, and it probably still sitting on his desk somewhere.
Okay.
So this was what we did. The back, the numbers on there probably are about 5 or 6 years old, so it's probably double or triple the estimation now. And then there's also a grant called the Monroe County Local Share Account.
Can you spell that? Or you can, oh, you're giving papers, never mind.
LSA, we just refer to it as the LSA grant.
So the mansion just got money to do the roof. The borough got money to do the wall. And the jail, I wrote a grant and we got money to do their sidewalk and lift the curb. It has to be for, I think, a public interest. So maybe there's something we could come up with that we could, and I think the deadlines,
It's an annual recurring.
I think there's 2 deadlines, yeah. So that's something that I could help with if we ever decide to go that way.
So going back to the outdoor play area, would we want to make a recommendation for a feasibility study to see if that's possible? Yes, no?
Yes.
I guess, yeah. We'd have to have a proposal put together, like you said, almost this, but just updated,
Yeah.
and then bring it through here to have it approved, and then would have to be presented.
Things have to be budgeted for.
Right,
Yeah.
Mhm.
right.
Budget process will start in about 3 months,
Okay.
3-4 months.
So is this something we hold off on till then? No?
Need the information.
No.
Okay.
Well, what about if we wanted to do it, and what about writing a grant for it?
That's it's a possibility.
Corinne?
Talk to her, because again, remember with every grant, someone has to manage it from cradle to grave, right? But again, so there's a lot of little things, but talk to Corinne, right? Tell her that you all have interest in potentially of an LSA grant. LSA grants are much more effective, just like any grant, a higher probability of success when there is a study that already aligns, this is the plan, this is the cost, right?
So how would we go about getting like estimates? Like if we wanted to recommend a fence, what's the procedure for getting?
Well, if it was a fence, if it were simply a fence, right, we'd go out and get bids for it, right? Or ask for estimates for that, to try to get, folks to come out and do that. Understand, with government, once you hit $10,000 ballpark, you need 3 telephonic bids for anything. Once you hit a little over 21,000, those projects are going out to bid. Then you're paying prevailing wage. So you're not paying some guy $17 an hour, you're paying them $37 an hour, right? Because it's prevailing wage. But estimates, you can simply ask people to come and give you estimates, right? And, Tom can call people or get purchasing. Normally, we would work through our purchasing department.
The only question I have about a dog park, and I always wondered how this went, where does the liability fall when there's dogs that can't get along with somebody? Like, is there insurance that you need to carry on the dog park? Because it's like you see all these dogs getting along, and you know how like some dogs like you can have 100 dogs together, and then all of a sudden you have that one dog, and then there's a casualty. What is the liability that comes with owning it, and what type of insurance?
And again, that would be another issue, Tawny. Thank you for bringing that up. One of our highest liabilities remains that animal shelter.
Right.
I would highly suspect there would be great reluctance due to the cost of insurance that we pay through Pennsylvania, what's called PCOR is the acronym for it. It's the risk pool. It's the Pennsylvania County Risk Pool, right? We're in with a bunch of other counties. We're very sensitive to taking on increased liabilities. So if you're talking a dog park for the public that the county runs, maintains and stuff like that, that's a tough one.
I have an idea along with that because I do agree. I met my husband at a dog park in Indiana. It's a scary place at times. And yeah, definitely. But I know animals in distress down in Coopersburg, when they adopt out their dogs, their dog park is only for their animals and then people who adopt it. So it's not for the public. Like you couldn't, just go if you're not invited.
To see how dogs are going to get along, like compatibility.
Yeah, I mean they have it too, and just for like exercise too. They like dogs run around. But they once you adopt the dog, if you live in the area, they're like you're welcome to come back anytime and use it, but you're not allowed to bring your friends. Like you're only allowed to come.
How do they police that?
The owner lives on on the property. So that is a question that would have to be like maybe only it would be certain hours or stuff like that. But yeah, that's another like option if you like like you guys are saying, public is kind of it's dicey because a lot of people don't know their dogs very well, unfortunately.
Trespassing or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it's a great idea for
Yeah.
the shelter dogs, like just to stretch their legs and run and play, like an open area for that. But like you said, to police it and have the liability if something happens for somebody that's not supposed to be there, or even like if we have one of our dogs in the park, we're trying to get them acclimated to everybody and get them acclimated to be around other dogs, and now somebody else just pulls in and sets their dog free.
Right.
What type of liability does the shelter have, even if it's not our dog that's the aggressor and it's their dog?
You could always lock it, cameras,
Like you said,
Yeah.
have time frames.
time frames.
The other thing I'm thinking about is if you had a key fob system that people would pay an annual fee or a monthly fee to be able to utilize the park, because it is a benefit. That is one of my biggest problems with clients at the animal hospital is behavior, because so many of these animals are kenneled, and the shelter as well, kenneled 24/7 practically, because we lead busy lives.
Right.
So, and you have a lot of people that live in apartments or live in town and don't have yardage.
Right.
So it is a benefit to both, again, we're talking community as well as the shelter. If you do put the time and energy into build something like this, it would be nice to allow the public to utilize it, but obviously limit,
Right.
who would time frame or be able to. Again, that would take some research, but I think it would be a great idea.
So private entity, a nonprofit, donate 5 acres of Packarding yards for a nonprofit to do something like that, right? Now, there is a highway occupancy problem down there. Again, cars coming in and out of the highway,
Right.
which creates problems. But, something like that where someone would donate land for it and a third party would run it,
Right.
Normally, what do you see? Municipalities do it actually, right?
Right.
A lot of, larger.
Isn't Weatherly? Did Weatherly or somebody up there did that?
Bowmanstown.
Bowmanstown.
Don't they have
And
a dog
Bowmanstown.
park?
Yeah, it's right
Is it
in
the
the-
one in Palmerton?
It's down by the DNL trail,
Yeah,
right
on
by
east
the
side of
river.
Lehigh there, yeah.
Yeah, it's very muddy. My dogs really enjoy it, but I don't think people enjoy it. Like I always go when it's like raining because my dogs love it.
I think it's great for the dogs, stretch their legs, play, acclimate with each other. And definitely, what dog doesn't want to run?
True.
I've got 2 couch potatoes.
Mhm.
Okay, so, I will contact Corinne about that feasibility study for enlarging the outdoor play area. Along with, again, enrichment and on that same wavelength is, would there be room, I know, looking at the shelter, I'm not exactly sure where our property ends and begins for the shelter, but I know that people walk on the road down towards the prison. I know that. I know there's kind of like a dirt road that people can walk down at the back.
There's
But-
a well down there.
There's a well. Okay, so we don't go down there anymore?
That's the animal shelter well is actually back down there.
Okay. So I'm wondering, because is there a fair amount of woods there? I'm wondering if maybe like a walking path or something for enrichment for the dogs.
There's one if you face the shelter that goes down to the left.
Right.
I don't know how far it goes. I've never walked the whole thing.
Yeah.
There's another one that goes to the gun range that you're not allowed to go to. There's like a,
Okay.
and then there's also the loop that we walk towards the new fire building and around. But we have to take a poop bag with us because we don't want
Right.
to create a mess.
Right. Right.
So there's like 2 different directions that Tom can send dogs.
Okay. Okay. So do we need something like this? It was just a question that I had.
My other suggestion is maybe some benches around.
Benches would be good.
Benches. They have these really. I took a picture. This is my friend's, in memory of my friend's brother who passed away. They have these really nice benches up at the lake.
Oh yeah.
That were in memory of people.
Yes.
I thought it would be nice if it was a memory of a person or a dog rather than like a business that sponsored it.
Yeah.
If Because it'd be nice if you could, take a dog for a walk and sit. Because, sometimes they can't be too close to each other, but they can watch each other walk.
And from a training perspective, it's kind of nice to be able to sit and let them just soak up the atmosphere. So, and again, that's why I'm wondering if maybe a walking trail somewhere in through there, maybe a third one, something through the woods where they can sniff and.
There's one if you go up to where the bench is, and then it just takes you to the highway, just like up and back.
Right, it's a short one, yeah. So, again, that was just a question that I had, so we can revisit that. One of the things that would be a priority for me, again, we'd have to budget for this, is who's ever been into the shelter and can't hear themselves talk or think? So,
No.
honestly.
Yeah, I have. Not, it's depending on the rescue and shelter.
So I'm wondering if maybe we couldn't, these are the things that go on the walls, the squares.
There's ones that hang in the ceiling.
What's that?
There's ones that hang in the ceiling already.
At the shelter? Do you think that's enough? Do you think we need?
There's one above every kennel, I think, down the middle.
Right, but that's still awfully loud when you go in.
Welcome to a shelter.
I know.
Well, I also think it's the way that building's set up.
Correct.
Personally,
Right.
it's an older building.
Right.
You have to versus like Lehigh Valley Humane Society because
Which
they
is big.
built purposely
Right.
for that. Like
Right.
that building is older. That's
Right.
something. Yeah.
But that was just a question I had. Again, if it was feasible to do something like that.
Well, I was looking at the ones that go on the walls, but then they have to be cleaned. Like they're kind of fabric.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Okay. All right. The last thing I have on new business is a thing called Mission Moments. And this is one of the things I asked permission from Lehigh Valley Humane Society to borrow. And the purpose for this would be to keep things positive, to highlight really good things. So like the dog that we had that was heartworm positive. I'm wondering if we have more of these things going on that we just don't know about that maybe we could share at a board meeting for public relations, because the more good things that happen that we can tell people about, tell the public about, the better the interest is all the way around. So, how does everybody feel about that? I mean, I think it's a good thing. And some weeks we're going to have 2, some weeks we're going to have none. Some months we're going to have none. And I see a lot of things on Facebook, but not everybody's on Facebook. So I feel like this is just one more avenue where we could get it out there. And I know a lot of people come back with their dogs. That could be a mission moment. Look how successful this dog is now that it has been in a home, even 2 or 3 months. So it's that kind of thing that I'd like you to give some thought on.
And to add on to you, Terry, too, like when we were at the Lehigh Valley Humane Society meeting, it was also cool because it was the mission moments, but there was also a lady that was talking about how like she met someone at another volunteer place that had nothing to do with animals, and like they were coming down to adopt an animal or something like that. So even like them little wins for like, oh, I met somewhere, like connecting. And
Right.
then they were like, okay, we're going to go down. Like, we're looking for a cat, and now this is where we're going to get our, well, of course we don't have cats, but this is where we're going to get our animal. And we didn't even know about the shelter or that. So even stuff like that, just like any kind of positive
Right.
animal, human mission moment. Yeah.
And adopting dogs just isn't about the dogs.
Right.
Adopting a dog improves the quality of life for a human. I personally would not thrive if I didn't have a dog in my house. You know what I'm saying? So, I just want you to think on it. We'll bring it up again next time. I really didn't make a lot of decisions tonight because I wanted you to get your feet wet and be a part of everything moving forward.
The Times News does a new segment on the local schools. I don't know if you ever saw it, where they do a little write-up. Maybe we could have a volunteer that would do like a little write-up on positive things that happened in the shelter, whether it's a dog that was adopted or an upcoming event or just something positive, how many dogs were adopted or.
And that was the Times News.
Times News. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's all I have for new business. Is there anything for further business?
Oh, I did, I don't know when it was, I think it was February, Commissioner, that you asked me to look up for the volunteer hub pricing.
Okay.
Because we were thinking about that for the volunteer, like down the road for if we did a volunteer program and like an orientation and having people, like obviously right now volunteers just like sign in, but if we wanted to do some kind of like volunteer hub where like they could do it on their phones or on a computer at the shelter. So I was going to email you that information, or Corinne, I can email to her.
Yeah,
I just
that's
wanted
good.
to let you know because last month we didn't talk about it and
Right.
you weren't there, so
Okay.
yeah, that was it.
Anything else? Nothing that anybody can think of? Okay. Our next meeting is going to be held on May 2nd, 2023 at 6 p.m. It will be held here in the Commissioners' Conference Room, the Carbon County Administrative Building, 2 Hazard Square, Jim Thorpe, PA. And last on our list is adjournment. May I have a motion?
Make a motion to adjourn.
A second? All those in favor? Those opposed? Okay. Thank you so much. It was an awesome meeting. Thank you. Awesome ideas.
Every time you say opposed, I want to say nay, but I don't want to say nay. But I'm around horses a lot, so I'm like nay, and then I'm like, no, I already said aye. I'm like,
That's
yeah, I
funny.
don't want to.
We're still live.
Well, my mic wasn't on, so.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Thank you for this.
It's funny on the little screen, but it's not that bright.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna put this in my windshield, Peggy.
Yeah.
I'll just start it out. I'll drive around over there in my windshield. I'll be like, yep, we started it. Merchandise. It's only a piece of paper right now, but just wait.
My notebook's gonna fill up off of that.
Yeah,
I can
I
tell. These are extras.
Alright. That's important.
I will do all of this tomorrow, once my brain's settled.
Yeah, that was a lot.
It was a lot. Well, you know, I think of these things, I'm at home, I think of these things, and I'm like,
That's fine.
I have to earn my keep, I guess.
Off to adopt a dog.
What?
Fun.
What's that?
Off to adopt a dog.
You're gonna adopt a dog?
Yeah, I have a French bulldog that I have people coming to me.
Nice.
The owner wanted to euthanize. It's 2 years old. I said, no way, Jose. So I have been fostering him, and I have a couple coming to look at him. So
Nice.
yeah,
Well, good luck. Hopefully it works out.
I hope so too.
Yeah.
They have another Frenchie, so I think it should be good. I think it should be good.
I have a dog that I fostered 4 years ago, and he was absolutely and totally abused. They stuck him in a bathroom, fed him, wouldn't let him go out potty, never got any exercise. And I gotta tell you, that dog is the best darn dog I've ever had.
Yeah.
He's just
Half of my cats I foster too, and they're
so
still
happy
with me.
just to be here.
I
Yeah,
love them.
They're still with me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody.
Yeah,
nice meeting you.
Nice
Yeah.
meeting you. We'll see you all in a month.
Yeah, have a great night.
Thank you, everyone.
You guys have a good night.
Yeah, I know. It's probably still light out.
I know, that's the nice thing.
Alright, have a good night. Enjoy. Ooh, my back hurts.
Yeah, and that's what I can't do right now either.
Oh, these seats are really comfortable.
I know.
Alright.
I'm glad we're gonna be here next month.
I know.
Alright, well have a good
All right,
night,
we'll see ya.
Commissioner.
Thank you very
Bye-bye.
much.
Enjoy Enjoy the warm weather.
Yipper.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Thanks for staying. No problem. Have a good night. Oh, you're still light out.
You can head out.
That's
All right, thanks. Have a good night.